Oh, I can't. 1 second. I got you, Velma. You there? One more time, Velma. Make sure I hear you.
Hey, Polly.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Let's change the name here
I'm
because
going to excuse myself real quick before you get started. Be right back.
okay. All right, let's jump in. 11:32. We're late. We're late. All right. One good thing. Give me one good thing about your business right now. One good thing. Just one simple, small thing about your business. Mr. Rick Stein,
I'm making a lot of offers. I'm not being accepted, but I'm making the
I'm
offers.
making a lot of offers. I like it. I like it. Cade, what you got? One good thing.
3 listings coming up this month.
Ooh, I like you that. Where do you live again?
So I live in San Marcos, but I've got a team that operates up in Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo. Amarillo. That's right. That's right. That's right. Because that is that where you're from, or that's just where you moved from?
Yeah, born and raised up in Amarillo. Just moved down here in May.
What brought you down this way?
Really just getting out of the panhandle. The better weather, better opportunities, better networking down here.
Did you know anybody out this way, or
No, no,
wow?
I knew of a few people, but no one that I had a relationship with. Um,
Yeah,
but my mom moved down here about 2 years ago, so she was one of the driving factors.
she's in San Marcos.
Yeah, she moved into that Kissing Tree community down here
Okay, cool, nice, good for you, fantastic. How long you been in the area?
since May.
May. Gotcha. Yeah, you're newer to the area. Okay, good. Andy, one good thing about your business. Give it to me. Five, four, three, two, one. Andy, one good thing. Give it to me. Off mute. I can't hear you, Andy. Andy, take it off mute.
Hi, Polly. I step out for a moment. Can you tell me what you want me to say?
Oh yeah, just
What's the
sorry,
question?
buddy. No problem. No problem. One good thing about your business. Just one small little itty bitty good thing about your business. Tell me.
That everything I do, all effort is for me.
Ooh, okay. I'll take it. I'll take an affirmation. I like it. All right. Avery, you with us? Five, four, three, two, one. Avery, you with us? Avery, you're not with us. Madge Britt. Am I saying Madge Britt, you with us? Okay. Five, four, three, two, one. There goes Avery. Okay. Xavier, you with us? Okay. There we go. All right. Give me one good thing about your business, Xavier. One good thing.
About what? Sorry.
One good thing about your business. Any good thing about your business. Give it to me.
Um, Making relationships with people. It's been fun just talking to people and making relationships, man.
Okay. Been fun? Or like why do you say that? It's been fun. Tell me that.
Because honestly, I get to like meet people that all have the same common goal, and when you really get down to like being able to get that common ground that like you guys have the same goal, and then it makes things a lot easier to work with people, and you guys can just work together to get that common goal.
Yeah, I like
And I
it.
think
That's good.
honestly, personally, I think it's really interesting being able to do that with people. It makes things a lot easier too.
Man, I love that. I love that mindset. Uh, maybe it's because you're so young, or maybe because you're new to the business. But hey, man, that's something to hold on to, because we make money by what we say. We make money by how many conversations we have and how good those conversations are. And holding on to that identity on who we are is so important. Because I'll tell you, you could know a lot less and have a lot less experience, but have that gusto of a mindset that's rooted in an identity of connecting with people and helping people, and you can go far with that, man. Trust me, you can. Okay, Raquel, you with us?
I am here.
All right, welcome. Give me one good thing about your business quickly. One good thing, small thing, anything.
One good thing about the business. Well, I'm in finance. I do the lending.
Yeah, okay. Give me one good thing about it.
One good thing about it is that I have a lot of experience.
Okay. What's good now? What's good right now?
What's good now? The fix and flips. I have actually I have a bridge loan, which is 100% finance. I don't know if that's fairly new or not, but yeah, I do have a lender that's
Okay. I'll
like
take it.
620 FICO score.
I like it. I like it. That's good. All right. Two people who didn't answer. You with us? Avery, you with us? Avery, you with us? Something's going on. It's like fisheye. What's going on? Tell us one good thing about your business, Avery. You don't have to put your camera on if you don't want to, but one good, we love seeing your face though. So tell me
there
one
we
good
go.
thing.
I was trying to unmute it. I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes. Anyway.
No worries. Tell me one good thing
Uh,
about your business right now.
Well, I'm just starting out, but I'm getting a lot of leverage on leases,
Okay.
focusing on that. And I got my first buyer, cash buyer who wants to spend $700,000 on a house. So I'm hoping to close that deal early February.
Okay. I like it. I like it. All right. Madbrit, you with us? I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Am I saying her name right?
It's my Brit.
My Brit. Silent J. Okay. Thank you so much, Velma. I appreciate that actually.
You're welcome. She's my buddy.
It's important to say people's names right. My Brit. My Brit. Okay. I'm sure she'll be joining us soon. Okay, let's rock and roll. So, welcome to Real Sales Talk. All right, Real Sales Talk for the community is going to be about powering up our communication, our conversations. Because look, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're talking about the pitch, you're talking about what's happening with bringing deals to these guys. And I'll be honest with you guys, as a partner in the machine, which is Alex and Matt's organization to be able to identify more opportunities, is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's going to be an opportunity for you guys to bring deals to them and to lean into their experience at a high level with what they've done with investing and what their experience and knowledge is. My experience and knowledge and expertise, which is why Matt and Alex brought me in to operationally be in charge of the machine, is prospecting, presenting. I've been a coach for probably closer to 10 years. I've coached people to hundreds of millions of dollars in productivity in real estate, believe it or not. And I've led two teams across two different states to do closer to 200 deals a year in Las Vegas. So look, this session here is going to be about the power of communication. So we're going to talk about either mindset, strategies, or skills, but I want today's conversation to be a little bit more organic on maybe challenges you guys have been having, certain conversations that you've been having that you've had a tougher time with, to be able to set the appointment or to be able to overcome certain objections or certain personality types maybe that you've had a tougher time with. For those of you that were on the call before, we did a little bit on personality styles and being able to identify and better communicate and connect with personality styles. But this is going to be an open forum that I'm going to open in a second here. And I want to hear from you guys on, okay, what am I struggling with right now in regards to mindset or strategy or skills specifically for us to be able to tackle and collaboratively kind of work on, and maybe even have a little fun with on role play to be able to increase our skills for Real Sales Talk. Okay, open floor. Challenges, mindset, strategy, skills. What are you guys facing right now? Nothing's too small, by the way, right?
Small thing, getting people to sign in at open house so I can follow up with them later.
That's an easy one. Ready?
Yes.
Hey, Velma, if you could just sign in here for me, that'd be great. I appreciate that. The sellers are requiring it for the open house. Kick back. Go ahead.
Well, let me go look around first.
I'd love you to look around. Unfortunately, for you to look around, you'll need to sign in because I'm actually responsible for this property. And for, between COVID and just security's sake, I mean, you can understand that the sellers want to know and have a count who was here. And so, listen, if you're worried about anything to do with the information, is there any concern there?
No, I just wanted to take
Perfect.
a look around.
Yeah. Well, if you're not worried about any of the information in us, reaching out to you or connecting with you, then just go ahead and sign in here with your information. I'd be happy to let you to look at the property. Go ahead, right here. Here's the pen. No?
Okay,
Okay.
but I really
Unfortunately,
didn't
I'm
want to
not
leave
going to
my
let you.
information.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to let you walk through the property then.
Oh, really?
Bye. You know what I do at open houses? What the team did at open houses, Velma? We'll get off of this for you non-realtors in a second, okay? But there's still a lesson here, okay? And somebody who did a lot more business than me individually taught me this. And he's this big buff guy. He looks like a bodybuilder. He was a bodybuilder at one time. He goes, he taught my wife this and she brought it back to me. I'm like, holy shit, that's a great idea. He locks the door at the open house. And to get in the open house, they actually have to knock on the door or ring the doorbell. So what does that establish initially and immediately?
Security.
What? Security, control,
Entrance.
entrance. Yeah. People just can't go in and out as they want. And look, this is my show, baby. This is my show. This isn't open house. Anybody can do whatever they want. What happens if something gets stolen upstairs? Whose fault is it? Do this.
Yeah, except sometimes they're just like completely vacant. So
yeah. But who's still responsible? What happens if they leave something? What happens if they leave a faucet on because they want to test to see if there's hot water running? They leave the hot water on. Now the property's flooded. Whose fault is it? Do this. Right?
Okay.
So look, take control. Take control.
Okay.
And people, come on, man. I can look up your information anywhere on the internet. If they're worried about the information being on the internet, or the information you bugging them, then just call it right out. Okay, just call it out and go, are you worried about me like spamming you or like reaching out to you? Yeah, I am. Well, look, I won't. This will just be, I'll make a little note here to make sure not to contact you, and we'll move forward because listen, I'm responsible for this $300, $400, $500 million house. And I promised the sellers that I'd look after it. And even though it's vacant, look, I'm responsible for it. I can understand that, right? Hand them the pen, sign in.
Yeah, I like those.
Okay, so break script for a second. How is that valuable to people who are not realtors? Okay, number one, man, what are your standards when you're talking to people, when you're pre-qualifying people, as far as like who are you gonna follow up on? How much information have you gotten from them? At what level do you establish motivation to go out and see somebody or start running numbers? Man, I see that problem all the time. People start running numbers. And I was somebody in the community, actually. We were on a call the other day and they're like, all right, let's just start running numbers. Hold on, man. You didn't even, it wasn't even a complete call. You don't even actually know what's going on with their real motivation. And you're just going to start like doing all this work. What are your standards for when you're talking to people? And where do you see the most opportunity for standards? Open floor. Where do you see the most opportunity to be able to create, reinforce, or establish new standards in your business? Raquel, tell me.
When I visit open houses, because I intentionally go out to open houses and in different networking events.
So what standard would that be then?
Standard.
Yeah, I said, what standards do you need to implement or reinforce?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that I am in control, that I am direct. I don't allow, I appreciate, like, say, whoever's offering information, but if I'm in a say, for example, an open house, which I do a lot and stuff, then my conversations, I let them know that, that I know what I'm doing and I'm in control of what I am trying to accomplish for that time.
Okay. So what would that look like specifically?
Well, when I walk in, I have cards. I'm old school, so I do carry my cards, and I'm very confident. I already know what I'm going to talk about when I go in. I know I have a background in the house, so I'm having a conversation where I'm not having to ask too many questions, and I let them know that I'm there for their business.
So are you saying you're going to systematize your conversation so that you have a more consistent conversation? Is that what you're saying?
When I go in, I research as to what I'm going to go, which houses I'm going to visit. And I have a background as to who the agent is and some background on the home.
So do you not already do that now?
Do I do that now?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So what's the new system or what you need to implement?
What's the new system?
So I'm coming to you guys. I'll come back to you. What's the new system or what do you need to implement in your business in regards to how you're doing things? Maybe there's something you should be doing that you ain't doing in your business. You know it. You know you ain't doing it because you've had bad experience with it, or something's going on up here where you're like, I'm kind of uncomfortable in that situation, or something that you're doing but that you need to do better. Tell me, Xavier. Tell me one thing. A standard in your business.
Personally, I think the thing that I struggle with the most is my time management of like balancing school and then also like staying consistent in the business.
Okay. So scheduling, that's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, by the way, guys, this is not about fill in the blank, real estate, sales, investing, lending, not about that. This is about, you know what this is really about? This is about a schedule. Because you're independent contractors. Woohoo! You're independent contractors. You are your own worst enemy. False or true? Do this. Come on, man. We all struggle with that, by the way. Some of us just more than others. Is your calendar written down, Xavier? It is. Oh, you got it close by? Can you show it?
Yeah. I got it. No, not written down. I got it all on Google Calendars. I don't have it like written down.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
What's old school? You're talking to a bunch of old people here, right? So like,
no, I need to get like a physical calendar though.
Now I have everything on. I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now. Nobody here's been in my office, right? I have 4 screens, right? 2 of them are working screens. One's for my email. The other one's for my calendar. Because I want my calendar looming over me all day long, like the ghost from Christmas past, right? Because how about this? If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. Okay, if it's not written down, it doesn't exist. And look, this is not about perfection because if you can do what you're supposed to do 70% of the time, holy moly, things are going to be amazing. All right, 70%. That's just a C, man. If you can just get a C, what percentage of the time do you think you're doing what you're supposed to be doing? Honestly, Xavier, since you stepped up, man, and I believe that you're being pretty.
Time management. I'm definitely. I would say I'm not even at a C. I'm failing right now. But
okay.
I need
percentage wise. What would you say?
I'd say I'm sitting at a 50 right now.
50's not
school just started, so I'm getting in seeing what my schedule is going to be like, and I'm building my routine this week, and then it's really going to be set in stone next week whenever everything's like a full week.
You know what? One of the biggest benefits of me having my calendar in front of me all the time is that I realize that there's changes needed based off of day, week. But if you erase it, you got to replace it. Write that down. If you erase it, you got to replace it, right? And that's why I like Google Calendar. I used to use Outlook at a high level. Is I can move stuff around. I can color code it, right? Because my appointments are yellow, my prospecting is green, my admin is blue, my training is purple. Like that's how my schedule goes, right? And people look at my calendar like, what the fuck? What? Yeah, but the thing is that for me to do what I need to do, I have to control and manipulate my time at a high level. This is not about your business. This is about following a schedule. If you want to go high level, right? Because some of you guys have been struggling with like, oh, I wish I could do that, or I know I need to be doing that, or I've been wanting to do that. Okay, now it's time to like get real with your schedule. Get real with your schedule. If you erase it, you got to replace it. Okay, we're talking about, though, back to the question on standards or things that I know I need to do or things that I know that I'm doing that I could do better. In regards to standards for my business, for consistency, Xavier said my schedule, open floor. What do you got?
Talk to more people.
talk to more people? Why? What's the problem?
Just not like I'll make calls, but I'm not consistent with the specific times on whenever I make those calls. So some days I'll set meetings and then realize, oh, I was going to make calls during this time, but now I've got this meeting that's going to last an hour. So it takes that day out of making calls and I don't replace it.
Do you think, Kate, it's more of a, and it's funny how that's the one, by the way, that we all struggle with. It's kind of funny that
Same.
that's the one we all compromise that one first, baby. Like that's the one that we like, oh, hold on. Well, I got this over here. I got to call title company and, do this right now. Okay. So I got lots to talk about on this one, but do you think, Kate, it's a more technical issue in regards to like schedule and execution, or is it's more of a mindset, like with like something that could be what I call creative avoidance, where you're like, I don't really want to do that right now.
I think it's more of a mindset thing coming up, like trying to figure out who to call, like whether I want to call agents with listings and build up a deal flow or find a list to cold call for property owners and just convincing myself that I'm not calling the right numbers.
It's tough too, because look, the matter of the fact is that no matter who you are and how you're prospecting or how you're, because here's the deal. You're going to either spend money or time or both to find deals, right? I mean, you're going to spend the time to go hustle it up and talk to people organically without spending money, or you're going to spend money on marketing, right? I mean, that's the only two ways you're going to be able to get business, right? You got to talk to people, or you got to go pay for it, or you pay for it so that you can talk to them. Right. So, but at the end of the day is that what's my mindset around that? Because here's the deal with prospecting. In either of those scenarios, you spend a lot of money, you spend a lot of time. There's a reason why it's called prospecting, man, because you have to move a lot of dirt. Even with the money, right? People who don't have the money and then they think if they just had the budget. Listen, newsflash for you guys who don't have the budget yet. Even when you have the budget, there's a lot of ever-loving people you still got to talk to, even though you're paying for it. Still a lot. That having the money doesn't erase the problem. Okay, so who am I? Okay, I don't have it up here, but I've already memorized it. Okay, we do on Thursdays. Some of you guys who have attended, Andy attended. I think just Andy. When I'm doing Power Hour Thursdays at 8:30 in the training room at the Round Rock office. Okay, at the end of Power Hour, what did we do, Andy? Right at the end, we all stood up. We were standing up and all together. Affirmations. Yeah. Now look, I was, first of all, somebody said affirmations to me when I first heard that. I'm like, that's lame. But I'll tell you, man, who are you? Because here's the thing. You're either talking to yourself or you're listening to yourself. I'm giving you guys so much gold today. I hope this is recorded. Okay. You're either talking to yourself or you're listening to yourself. All right. And newsflash, not all of us talk to ourselves, but guaranteed all of us listen to ourselves. Right? I don't want to do that. You're not that good at prospecting. People are just not going to really want to talk to you. You have to talk to so many people and nobody's motivated. Blah, 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 blah. Which then subconsciously, Cade, sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's subconscious. And you're like, don't really want to prospect, or creative avoidance is this subconscious tactic. Your own mind, and you guys know your mind works against you, right? You didn't know that, right? Your mind works against you. It's trying to protect you. You don't like to be rejected. It doesn't feel good. And who am I? So the affirmations are for me to be able to talk to myself and go, all right, Paul, remind yourself who you are. I'm a powerful communicator. People need my help. My service changes lives. Objections are an opportunity. I ask great questions. I have a powerful mindset all day long. Now we say those, Andy, at the end of Power Hour, because that's what I used to say to I used to have that sheet and I would stand up and I would read it and I'd be pacing back and forth, to be able to interject into my mind, like, okay, like, who am I going to show up as on these calls? Because I don't know which one of these calls is going to be worth $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 to me, right? I don't know. So for me to now, Cade, the game's like when we're on the phone, right? The clock's ticking, game's on, man. It's game time, right? So how am I showing up for that game? Or look, for a lot of us, am I showing up for that game? Because I don't even show up for that game. And I'm like, oh, I don't have the deals that I want to, or my schedule is not the way that I want to. Okay. What are you going to do to reinforce your pre-prospecting routine? Or what adjustments do you think you need to make in your schedule so that I can set the appointment and keep the appointment for the most important part of my day? False or true?
You know, what I want to do is set like a time in the afternoons, 2 hours, where this is prospecting. If someone tries to schedule a meeting, it's like I already have a meeting, because I need to set that time for prospecting and not schedule anything over it to avoid it.
So what do you need to do?
Set a specific time in the set a specific time in the afternoon from like 2 to 4, specifically like every Monday through Friday. 2 to 4 is booked because that's whenever I have to make phone calls, and it's basically like that's a meeting. I can't reschedule it. I can't just cancel it because I don't want to make the calls.
Yeah. All right. Can you guys see my calendar? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can see the greens are prospecting. The oranges are like coaching and training. All right. So you can see here the prospecting. These two are new, but these other prospecting greens are labeled FISBO, expired, follow-up communication, sphere, social networking, and green makes a difference too. The dark greens are less ripe. Those are colder prospects. The lighter greens are more ripe, and those are better. Those are warmer prospecting. Okay, so because how did this happen? Why can't I? Oh, here we go. That's so weird. Okay. All right. So what's your calendar look like to be able to be very specific with what you're doing, right? You're prospecting. Okay. Well, what type of prospecting? Now you're prospecting. I'll tell you right off the bat, Cade, afternoons are a little tougher than mornings on prospecting. You can do it, but you definitely have to fight for it because everything that happens in your schedule, here's what happens. Your time blocks, which is what these are, they begin to bleed. And you're bleeding all over the place, man. And then next thing you know, like 2:00 prospecting, you're caught up on the email, you're caught up on some calls, you're experiencing creative avoidance. Like subconsciously, you're like, oh, I'm busy with this. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, I missed 2:00. Ah, gosh, man. Now, man, you were supposed to do that. So prospecting, I'd say, if you can, guys, you really want to get prospecting done earlier. There's a book called Eat That Frog. Rick, you ever heard of that book? Oh, you're on mute, buddy.
No, but I'm writing it down. Eat That Frog.
Eat That Frog. That's Brian Tracy. He's old school, 80s,
I know it.
80s and 90s. Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. Here's the book in 2 seconds. Do the hard stuff first. That's the book right there. Don't buy it. I just gave it to you. Do the hard stuff first. Okay. So prospecting in the morning, why is it better? Your energy levels are higher. People are less annoyed and beaten down by life. Now, look, there's a Harvard Business Law study that I wish I had up here, and I'm not going to spend time to try to find that I would show you guys, but you could probably Google it. A Harvard Business Law study on Harvard Law Business Study, whatever, on the better times to contact people. And you know when they were? The best times, 8 to 9, 7:30 to 8:30. I'll tell you, okay? I've made more money in my career 7:30 to 8:15 than any other time. Why? People pick up the phone. Oh, but Paul, 7:30, 7:45 is so early. Have you ever been on the road at 7:30, 7:45? Is anybody on the road? Right? Is there little cars or is there a lot of cars? Yeah, traffic jam, bro. Traffic jam. People are already up. You're the only one who needs to get your lazy ass up and start working. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Come on. Come on. Okay. So earlier is better, but you know what? Wednesdays and Thursdays were good. 4:30 to 5:30 was better. Well, not better, but also higher. High. I wouldn't say higher. It was also high on contact ratio on times of day to hit. And Wednesdays and Thursdays specifically 4:30 to 5:30. But here's the thing: they're beaten down already by 4:30, 5:30. They've been through work. They've been through their boss. They've been through their kids. They've been through drama. They've been through life. They've already been beaten up by then. So it's a little tougher to be able to. Yeah, some people won't pick up in the morning. I get it. Cardone says, call them early, call them late, call them both. I like that. Call them early, call them late, call them both. But here's the deal. How much are you calling right now versus what's really on your schedule? Not on your schedule? Okay, then what do you need to put on your schedule? And now let's get down to it. Let's get down to it right now. How the hell are you going to hold yourself accountable to it? Okay, I'll tell you how I do. And then somebody else can share how they do or how they're willing to be held accountable. Right? We have a scoreboard up in the office, and the scoreboard up in the office has everybody's names on it. It's an electronic scoreboard that keeps track of everybody's calls based off of the CRM that we use. And there it is right there in front of everybody. There's no hiding. There's no hiding. It's right there in front of everybody. Now, look, what do you got to do, or what can you do, or what are you doing? Open floor. Give it to me.
We have a 90-day accountability work group that I'm a part of that meets every Monday. And we
Okay.
we have a Facebook group, and we put in the Facebook group what we're going to accomplish that week. And then we have an accountability partner that we check in with during the week.
How's that working out for you?
Better than when I did not have an accountability partner and when I didn't have to put publicly what I was going to do.
Ooh, publicly.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Public declarations. You know what else is really good too? Is you make a declaration to somebody you don't like.
I like everybody in our group though.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice.
And
That's
it's open.
nice.
It's actually open to
Or
anybody.
You want to
It's actually
really
open to
make a
anybody.
public declaration to your group that if you don't do what you're going to do, you're going to make a financial contribution to something you don't like.
Well, we actually can put on our post, if we don't do it, what's the negative consequence for ourselves, or if we do do it, what is a positive thing that we're going to do for ourselves?
Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. Velma said, "We can." The question is, do you?
I don't, because I've actually been reaching my goals. So
Yeah, and look, honestly, this is not about holding people's feet to the fire. Honestly, it's more about like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and it's really just making ourselves accountable. So
honestly, Velma, because no one's going to hold you accountable. You're the only one who can do that. But I'll tell you, there's a whole hell of a lot of, and this is for me has always been the best, is like if I make a declaration to somebody else and it's just like all right, here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to report back on it. And there's no actual consequences to it. Now I'll tell you a funny one that I did. I'll tell you a really funny one that I did. There's no actual real consequence to it if we just talk to it, but I have to show up and I go, and Velma goes, all right, how'd you do with A, B, and C? And I go, I didn't do it. Bam, right there. I mean, I'm feeling it right there. And then we go, okay, we keep doing it. Either I'm going to quit because I actually don't want it that bad. I'm sorry. Right. Or you're going to like, okay, I got to find a way to do this because I cannot show up again and talk to Velma. And it's not about Velma verbally lashing me or me having to pay her money. That can work. That's cool. I'll give you a story. I was at KW and they have Keller Williams. They have a training program called Bold. It's a really good program. You don't have to be with KW to take it. It's like ninja selling kind of. If anybody's done that, but it's actually better than ninja selling. And we made a public declaration for our team to hit a certain amount of contacts. And if we didn't hit the contacts, we publicly declared in front of 100 people, because there was 100 people in the classroom, right? And if we didn't hit our contacts, then our team was going to have to car wash some other team's cars in bikinis, and they were all guys. Let me tell you something.
That's harsh.
I was on the phone every day. Like, hey guys, you on it? You got it? We're good, right? We're good. We got it. We're good. No, you don't have to do something like that, right? But how, honestly, come on. David Goggins talks about the accountability mirror. Anybody ever heard him talk about that? Accountability mirror? It's harsh. You look at yourself and you have a stark, candid, raw conversation with yourself on where are you really? Because you look in your own eyeballs and you talk about what's actually happening or not happening. You look yourself right in the eyeball and talk about it. Okay, I like that. Velma, thank you so much for contributing and sharing on what you're doing. What are you not doing, or what are you doing, or what can you do to be held accountable? Open floor. Come on.
Part of the coaching community that I'm in, one of the ways that we hold each other accountable is we've got a Slack channel, and every single week we've got an agent success journal that we have to fill out with calls made, calls connected, appointments set, appointments completed, all the way down to how many gifts or cards were sent out to how many closings did you have. So, and we that's due every single Monday. So having that, I guess for me, it's having mentors and mentees. So I've got mentors that hold me accountable, and then I've got mentees that I hold accountable. And I know, like, if I'm holding a mentee to a certain standard, I better be above that standard.
Yeah. Amen to that, Cade. If you want to master something, teach it. For sure. Even at a moderate level.
All right.
Yep. That's so good, man. And look, guys, it's hard because if you really want to grow, the only way to grow is to know. How do you know? You got to measure it, man. You got to measure it. So what are you measuring? What are you not measuring? KPIs, key performance indicators, right? Like, do you even have key performance indicators? Yeah, Andy, right? So like, what do I need? What should be my key performance indicators? You better start talking to people to figure it out, because everybody's going to be different on like, well, what am I focused on in regards to what I'm doing now versus where I want to be? Because we just started this back up this month. We're doing the 15th protocol. So the 15th protocol is the 15th of every month. We take a look at our numbers and we go, okay, are we on track? Cool. Are we off track? All right. Well, what do I need to do to get on track? And if anything, it's a stark visibility factor on like, okay, well, we're off track right now. Like, what's going on? Let's mastermind it. Let's talk about it. Who do I need to talk to? Comments, questions, concerns so far? No?
I think it's easier to have accountability when you have a team. And then you've got a team of people, Polly. I mean, a lot of us are just kind of, on our own. And I think you're right. One of the biggest, people that are holding you back is yourself. One of the things that I'm actually starting to do, I've started a spreadsheet right before this call, and I'm going to finish it, is, I've always been in sales, and I write call reports at the end of the week for an employer. Right. Why not write a call report daily for yourself?
Amen.
And write down some of the things that you did in your day, and then reflect on that at the end of the week, and kind of have a talk with yourself. Like, did I do that? Do I need to do more of this?
Yeah.
Time blocking is a huge thing for me, and I'm just starting to do it. But I like your idea of color coding things, but writing the call report for yourself.
I love it. We have scorecards that before we were using our CRM, we had scorecards that we used to manually track all of our KPIs daily, right? And look, Avery, you're 100% right. It is harder on your own. It's still hard even when you're on a team, but here's the deal. It's still hard either way. But if you're on your own, then being intentional about going out and finding other like-minded people who you can be held accountable with is just something that you have to spend some time on to do. I know that I love Darren Hardy's community. If you guys know Compound Effect or Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster, Darren Hardy is one of the industry leaders for business development. He's kind of like a John Maxwell, but with a harder edge on business focus. John Maxwell's more leadership stuff, but any of Darren Hardy's, if you can find a Facebook community with Darren Hardy, those people are friggin' serious, man. They're very serious. If you probably Facebook search, and I don't know word choices off the top of my head, like what word selections that I'd use to go real estate accountability or real estate agents accountability, or I bet you there's something out there. I'll bet you there's something out there.
Hey, Avery, our accountability group is open to anybody.
Bada bing.
And it's realtor specific.
Yeah.
I can send you, I'll put the info in the chat group.
I love it. Thank you.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Look at that. That's it. That was worth it right there for you, Avery, showing up today. Andy, what'd you say? You were going to say something. Avery was.
Yeah. So, like, I don't have a CRM system, but you just mentioned a scorecard is the way to track KPI, correct?
Yeah, we used our scorecard was based off of contacts, appointments set, follow up, hours prospected, and it was literally every day, and it had little tick boxes for us to like just tick the box, and it was just a one-page thing that lasted us all week.
Yeah. Thank you. Because without CRM, sometimes I don't track. I just go through the whole day doing stuff, but I need to track. If you don't know your metric, then you don't really know your performance.
It's just like a GPS. How do you know where you're going? I mean, you could try to drive to California, but if you don't got a GPS, you're screwed. You're not tracking your miles. You don't know how far you have to go. You can't plan anything out. You're just driving around without really knowing what the heck's going on.
Polly, for my spreadsheet that I'm making, is there any way you can screenshot those tick boxes that you were talking about in different categories?
Just email me. I'll send you what I have.
Okay, cool.
Email me, Polly at TRE Homes. That's Polly with a Y. Polly at TRE Homes.
We've emailed before. I got you.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yep. Yeah, I'll share whatever I got. Okay. So what time do we start? 11:30? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I like the open floor, but we're talking about accountability. We're talking about schedule. And
Avery, I invited you to the group.
Perfect. Thank you, Velma.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes,
and originally,
ma'am.
we're talking about standards in my business that I know that I haven't been doing, I need to improve upon, I need to implement, and there was an open floor on that. Go ahead, Andy.
So on schedule, what are the 2 or 3 category that you would definitely have, like 2 hours of prospecting, 2 hours, 1 or 2 hours of education? What do you recommend that, like a core fundamental basis every day, keep to at least 2 or 3 things? What do you recommend?
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 things. For sure, prospecting.
Okay.
Right? I would say for sure appointments. You got to get out there and talk to people. So when are you going out there and talking to people? And how often are you doing that? And so for prospecting, it's for me, it's prospecting, it's learning, and it's going on appointments. Because Jim Rohn once said, and you don't know who he is, look him up, ROHN, Jim Rohn, for you young guys, Xavier, right? Jim Rohn. If you really want to improve your business, work on yourself. Because that's what we're doing right now, right? That's what we're doing right now is some reflection on, okay, where are there opportunities for improvement, right? Because for my schedule, it's okay, prospecting. That's one we all have a tough time with. Because how often you're prospecting, Andy, is going to be different than how often Xavier's prospecting and when, because you got school, right, Xavier? Yeah, you got school, right? And how Avery's doing it and how Cade's doing it is all going to be different. But at the end of the day, like, where is it and how am I being held accountable to it? Because there's just a few things that you need to be doing. You need to be prospecting. You need to be getting out there and talking to people. And then there should be some developmental time to figure out where you need improvement. What are you doing that could be done better? What am I not doing that I need to be doing? Rick, you're the OG. Give me some wisdom of nuggets of wisdom here from the
Is OG old guy? Or as Kim calls me, Moses?
Moses, yeah. I love it. Right?
Um,
Come down from the mountain. Tell us what give us some nuggets on what we said.
well, look, yeah, I'm an old guy, and I actually use a legal pad, a yellow legal pad that I have in front of me. And every day when I'm done, regardless of what time that is, I look to see what got done today, and I didn't do today. I put it on the list for tomorrow, and I try to number or put an asterisk next to the hardest things. And what are the hardest things are the things that are the most important things, right? So I make it a point to make a certain number of contacts each day, and I'm not going to say I do it. That's the attempt. And every day I try to make a certain number of contacts, a certain number of personal notes, and an appointment. That is the most important thing. Make an appointment, and some Pedernales Electric is trying to call me. So I don't know. He's trying to call me.
Yeah.
And that way I'm accountable to myself and to my partner. You know, I do a lot of business in Jersey. So whether the appointment is here or the appointment is in Jersey, it's still an appointment. And I have 2 appointments in Jersey set up for Friday. And to at least have something on for the pitch on the Thursday calls. So I'm accountable to me, but I'm trying to up the game because I want to scale up. And okay, I'm going on too long. Make my list, stick to the list, do what I say on the list. Get up in the morning. I do a 4.5-mile walk each morning. Even if it's 1 degree out, which it looked like it was the last few mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And I do my affirmations and I say, okay, Ricky, what are you doing today? And then I give thanks and I come home, shower, and get to work.
I love it, man. I love it. Look, Xavier, it's the fundamentals, bro. All the shiny, cool looking things and all this shit that people say online. Dude, at the end of the day, it's the fundamentals. It really, really is, man. And that's never going to change, by the way. I don't give a shit how much technology there is. We're human beings. We were created for relationships. And that means because the conversation is the relationship, you want good relationships, you got to have better conversations. You want more relationships, you got to have better conversations. So at the end of the day, like me being intentional about my relationships, Rick just reinforced it, right? I'm actually some things I'm like not surprised, but like, wow, okay, cool, man. You really do that, Rick, on, okay, well, here's my goal for the day on contacts. Cause I know that I need to talk to people. And yet I know that that's superseded by the most important thing, which I just told you, which is prospect and get out in front of people. 1 appointment a day, man. I mean, for God's sake, I got to find somebody to go see. And if I can't see somebody, this is what you should be doing. A drive-by. And I don't mean with your gun. Right? I mean, go look, you got a lead, you got a property. Get out there. And then you know what? Nobody's home. You know what you do? I call it preview prospect. Go knock 3 or 4 doors around. Hey, my name's Paul. I'm a real estate investor, agent. Hey, this property over here, we were looking to consider to buy it. Like, what's been going on with it? Why do you think it hasn't sold? So, what should I know about the area? So why'd you end up moving here? How long you been here? Where'd you move from? If you could move, where would you want to go next? You think I said that a few times? Because here's the thing. You get out in the field in the afternoons and just go see somebody and be intentional about creating some conversations. I mean, for God's sake, listen to me right now. If you're not doing 3 to 5 transactions a month and you're not prospecting at least 2 hours in the morning, what are you doing? Like what? Because false or true, we can do a lot, but not actually be productive. False or true? Do this. If you agree with me.
True.
It's easy, man, to like go, oh, I got to run these comps for somebody who doesn't even really want to talk to you or you haven't scheduled an appointment with yet. I gotta read this and I gotta follow these emails and let me return this call and title reached out. Come on, man. There is nothing usually, barring exception, that you can't do after 11 a.m. False or true? Come on.
Say it again.
There's nothing that can't wait until after 11 a.m. Usually. I get it. There's exceptions. I get it, Cade, right? Like the only time the person can talk is in the morning. But look, I know that that's an exception. And I know that probably not me talking about you, that I'm not more intentional without maneuvering the schedule for people to be in time slots that are more acclimated to my schedule versus accepting what they say. You guys with me right now? You with me? Because I'm protecting my mornings because I understand that those appointments are my money-making opportunities. And that in the afternoons, I need to go out and I need to talk to somebody. I need to see somebody. I need to get face-to-face with somebody. But in the mornings, like I'm going to hustle it up. How am I being held accountable to it? All right, open floor. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, delusions?
Okay, I'll give you something else from the mountaintop. Okay, if I may.
Yes, please.
Kim smiling. I see her. Okay, hey Kim. When I was in Jersey, I managed an office for 13 years for Berkshire Hathaway. And my biggest job as a manager was to recruit other agents. That's the way you build an office. So I would talk to agents, and if they would say no, I would write down not yet. And I made it a point to get their birthdays. I needed a reason to call. So, I mean, I called more than once a year, but I had it in my calendar. Their birthday, I called them up. You know what I did? I sang happy birthday. And you know that some of them, some agents, because I sang happy birthday to them, and I was the only one who did. Yeah, their manager did not sing happy birthday to them. Their own spouse did not sing happy birthday to them, but I did. And I recruited some agents simply because I was genuine and I built a relationship. And the funny thing is that now that I'm no longer managing, I still call some agents to wish them a happy birthday. I did this because we remained friends.
You'd be shocked. It's funny you say that, Rick, because when I got recruited from Vegas. I had a team in Vegas with Berkshire Hathaway, and I got recruited to Vegas to run a Keller Williams office. First thing I did when I came in, I looked at the birthday list. Every day I was making phone calls, not texts, not emails. Ring, ring. They don't pick up. Hey, Velma, it's Paulie over here from the office. Hey, I know we haven't met yet, but appreciate you. Happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. Get off the phone. Let me tell you something. That built relationships so fast and trust so fast because at the end of the day, the spoken word, text, emails, I get it, guys. That stuff's important. But at the end of the day, nothing, no matter how much technology there is ever going to supplement or is ever going to replace the fact that the spoken word is the most important thing that you can do to connect with people. Okay, so how can I be unexpected? Right? Or how can I make a connection with people? All right. I like it. There was something else I was going to say there and I forgot. That was good, Rick. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. Okay. We're winding down a little bit.
This Jim Rohn guy, is there a particular book that you recommend?
No, I don't think all of his stuff that I've seen, what I've watched online from YouTube. But
it's got to be an Audible book choice or something.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm not familiar with his books. I'm only familiar with his programs that he did, which are chopped up on YouTube.
You want a good Jim Rohn quote?
There's plenty of them, man. Give me one.
Okay. If you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. If you don't want it badly enough, you'll make excuses.
Yeah. You can have reasons or results, but you can't have both.
Right.
Yep. And that's why I tell you guys, like, and I've just recommitted to this actually just within this last week of 2 programs I'm going to put myself through to work on my mindset and to work on my leadership. Because we can all get caught in the grind, man, of like doing stuff, but are you actually being productive? Because here's what's at stake right now. Fill in the blank. My kid, my grandkid, my legacy, me transcending from A to B, wherever A is and wherever B is going to be, my bank account, my health, my ability to take care of my health or others around me health. I don't know, fill in the blank, man, because here's what's going to happen. What you've been doing has given you what you've got. All right, what do I need to change now? Accountability groups, awesome. Calendar, we talked about that, awesome. Making adjustments on where I know that where the most room for opportunity is in regards to income generating activities. Income generating activities. Come on, man. The call can wait. The call can wait. The email, you're getting sucked into email. It's blowing. You want to have a stark reality on where you're really at that most people will never do? Do a time and motion study. Every 15 to 30 minutes, 15 minutes, record what you did. Do that one day. And then go home and then drink a glass of wine while you review it. Because you're going to be like, shit. What's really going on, man? That accountability mirror, right? Like Goggins says, to be able to really look in the mirror because what's at stake. And here's the thing. Time is your enemy. And man, it's slipping by so fast. So fast. It's the 17th. I got a calendar up by the training room over here and I X off every day. You know why I started doing that? I'm like, man, it's going fast. Pick it up. Pick it up. 17th. We're going to look back and we're going to go, holy shit, first quarter's gone. And then Xavier, you know what's going to happen? You're going to wake up like next week and you're going to be like, holy shit, I'm 30.
You're right. Dude.
Yeah, look at Rick. Rick's like, God, mother
I
of
don't remember.
Lord. Right. Time is our
Holly, will
enemy.
you be doing those 8:30 sessions every Thursday at 8:30?
Every Thursday, 8:30. Barring holidays and yada yada, but
Person.
8:30. So tomorrow I'll be there, 8:30 a.m. Power hour. We go for an hour, 8:30 to 9:30. And it's more interactive.
But
It's
they're
not
only in person.
it's not a class. It's more of a training slash mastermind where, we're standing up, we're role playing, we're masterminding ideas and tinkering around with playing with conversations. Like we do quite a bit of role play. I know last week we didn't do as much, but we did a little bit to be able to sharpen the sword of our communication skills so that we can have better conversations. So more conversations is up to you on like, how are you being held accountable with that? We talked about that. Now, better conversations, because look, remember at the beginning, guys, I'll finish where I started. Strategy, mindset, skills. We talked about some mindset. We're talking about some strategy in regards to my schedule and my processes, what I'm doing daily. And you could work on no skills and still do fairly well. But I'll tell you, I want to work smarter, not harder. Who wants that? Say me. You guys, come on. This is the interactive part of the program here. All right.
Me.
Do something like blink to like show me you're alive for us. Okay. All right. So I want to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to be intentional about the skills that I have so that I can connect with a personality type who's not my personality. We talked about that last week. So that I can overcome objections that I'm really not good at handling. So that I can have some realization with my skill set that it's not about actually overcoming the objection. It's about just handling it so I can get in front of them. So that I can have deeper conversations to figure out what I really need to know, which is Big Mo. Motivation. Okay. I'm out of gas. But any takeaways, ahas? Velma, takeaway, aha, give it to me.
I just need to be a little more assertive.
Okay, assertive. I like it, Xavier. Takeaway.
I need to replace what is taken out.
I'm okay. Let's rewind, Xavier. I'm going to replace what I erase. Go ahead.
I'm going to replace what I erase.
I love it. I love it. Velma, go ahead.
I did mine.
No,
I need to be more assertive.
I'm going to.
I am going to be more assertive.
Yeah, look, words are powerful.
I am going to be more assertive.
Look, words are powerful. Our cells eavesdrop on our thoughts. And when I need, I'm coming from deficit. And there is reality in like an affirming like where I am even when I'm not, because the brain it's like with propaganda, a lie. Anything repeated enough is ultimately believed. And your mind can't tell the difference between reality and the thought. So when you start lying to yourself,
I am more assertive starting today.
Right. I am today. All right. Takeaway, Andy, go.
I need good standards, and I will have schedules and accountability that works on that standard.
Okay. Takeaway, need now. Say it differently.
I need good standards.
I'm going to. I
am going to have good standards, and I will have the accountabilities and the schedule that will work for that standards.
Right. I have great standards. One more time.
I have great standards, and I will have great accountabilities and great schedules related to that schedule, and I will have great accountabilities.
No will. Present tense. I have
great standards. I have great accountabilities, and I have great schedule to meet those standards.
There we go. Kimbo Slice, what you got? Oh, there you go. Nope. There you go. You're on. You're live. Take away.
Well, I will take away to remain consistent and ride the train, continue just staying consistent with people.
I am consistent.
I am consistent, and I will remain consistent and hold myself to accountability standards that I put on myself.
I love it. Rick Stein, give me something.
Okay. I have 2 deals on the contract this month. I actually have one already. I have another one on the contract with Matt and Alex. That was what I said before.
That's it. I love it. Hey, everything begins and ends with mindset. Be powerful. Do something different. Get an accountability partner. Get back in on your schedule. What's your pre-prospecting routine? What's your affirmations look like? Don't got some, get some. All right, you guys.